Hi, I'm Bobby, and I normally don't do this sort of thing because the movie I'm about to talk about is not so bad. It's good. It's not an asylum movie. It's not a kaiju movie, and it's not a big budget B movie or a B movie that's just legitimately awesome. I'm gonna do what is affectionately referred to as a Bobby rant. For anyone who knows me, you know exactly what's coming for the film Suicide Squad. There will be spoilers. There will most definitely be spoilers. If you haven't seen it, I will tell you right now, I fucking despised almost everything about the movie. Turn off the video. To all my friends who have seen the film and want to know my opinions, this I find will be the easiest way for me to have to say it once, and then I'll just send everybody to the video so I won't have to repeat myself ad nauseum when we're up back in Virginia for the wedding in a few weeks. Several of my really good friends, who I trust and believe have good opinions of movies, have said they enjoyed this movie. They freely admit there are some flaws, but they came out liking it, saying it was kick-ass, saying it was good, yada yada. All of you are wrong. All of you are provably, objectively speaking, 100% incorrect. But how can you say that? Liking a movie is an opinion. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But movies are really weird in that they're an art form that are both subjective and objective at the exact same time. Subjectively speaking, I thought the action, save for one sequence in this film, was bland. Not bad, just cookie cutter and boring, and it lacked energy and momentum. However, my friend, whoever it would be it Andy, Cammy, whoever, doesn't matter, they could have really enjoyed the action. That is subjective. Objectively speaking, though, and I'm gonna get into this in just a moment, you cannot sit down and go, Suicide Squad was a good movie. No, you can go, I enjoyed that movie. Suicide Squad was a movie I enjoyed. Please note, I'm not going to edit this at all, so you'll notice I either slur my words or repeat myself, or there'll be long pauses. I'm just sort of shooting off the cuff here, so sorry about that. But in terms of one very specific objective thing, you will not be able to argue on it whatsoever, which means the movie actually is not well made. I'm going to get to that in just a moment. First, the things I liked about the film. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is amazing. Amazing and amazing. The more she's in films, she was in Legend of Tarzan earlier this summer, the more I find myself just wishing she was in everything. She's an amazing actress. She's great here. Sadly, the character's writing is a bit all over the place and very consistent, and subplots that feel like they should have gone much further and been much more impactful than they were literally go nowhere. Once again, when I get to the objective part of how this movie is bad, I will get into that. But she sells it well, and she's the only one who's really having a ball. She is relishing this sort of manic character, and she's great. I also really liked Will Smith as the character of Deadshot. Floyd something. I'm not going to be bothered to look up anything on IMDb about this, so be ready for that. Will Smith's a great actor. Will Smith's a great actor in action films. He can sell these sorts of things well. And his loyalty to his daughter is interesting, and I think the only reason it actually really works is because Will Smith is such a good actor that he can play it off. Plus, as we saw in the perfect, amazing film that was Focus, and if you haven't seen Focus, correct that now. Focus is a masterpiece. Will Smith and Margot Robbie have amazing chemistry. It's electrifying. I really liked Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, even though the script gives her jack and all to do. She's very stern, and then she shoots some people. That's it. it's not really a character so much as like a glorified cameo from a prison warden. It's really awkward. But she's good in it. She sells that character very well. I also liked Kara, I have no idea how to say your last name, who played Dr. June Moon / the Enchantress when she was Dr. June Moon. I thought she did a really good job of showcasing how much that character disliked becoming the Enchantress and that sort of thing. And I thought they did an excellent job of making her vulnerable, yet when she does call the Enchantress, kind of liking it, at least to some degree. I thought that was interesting. I thought she did that well. As the Enchantress, she's this weird flowy thing with her arms, and not so much. But yeah, I'm out of things I like about the film. That's it. I liked some of the actors because those are great actors in very underwritten roles, but they sell it well. Jay Hernandez was just okay for me. I know a lot of people are, oh, El Diablo. He was alright. His backstory is terribly told, and I don't think he properly showcases the big moment at the end where he becomes a ancient Mayan fire god demon thing. I don't think that's built up well enough within his portrayal of the character, as that's his big secret, as opposed to just he's super sad. I don't think that's quite paid off there. In a different movie, he probably would have been just fine, or really good, because Jay Hernandez has been amazing in other movies. Awkward, but oh well. Joel Kinnaman, who plays Rick Flag, sucks ass. He's boring, and he's slightly more boring than that. Jai Courtney plays Captain Boomerang, and he's mugging so hard at the camera, it's fucking depressing. Calm the fuck down, dude. It's okay. You can be serious for a moment. You don't always need to be making a face and jumping around like you're a jackrabbit avoiding getting shot. Holy fuck, this movie never shuts up. Oh, I almost forgot. The characters of Katana and Killer Croc are in this movie, and they do nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever. The character of Katana has the worst introduction ever. She jumps on a plane, is told she's late, says she was busy, and then we see her kill one guy, and that's her entire role in the film. You could have cut her out and literally changed nothing about the film. Nothing about the movie would have been affected with her not being in it. Not a single second of it would have changed. It's ridiculous how little impact this character has on the movie. Same thing with Killer Croc, who is not CGI. CGI augmented at times, to be certain, but it's prosthetic makeup that looks just okay, but had to have taken hours to do every day. He has to get up earlier than the other cast members to be applied with all this makeup, and his whole role is relegated to one really dumb joke in a terrible scene in a bar, and that's it. That's what he does. But what about the swimming thing at the end? No! Navy SEAL people, or whoever they were already doing that. You could have cut him out, because the Navy SEAL people are the one who explode the bomb at the end. He does nothing. Nothing. All that makeup, all that work, and all that training that actor went through is literally for a character who impacts the story by having a single punchline. It's kind of a stupid punchline that I really fucking hated too. But that's it. That's what he does. Why the fuck is he in this movie? Holy fucking sweet Jesus. Again, these are all the subjective things, though. Well, no, Killer Croc not being in the movie is not actually that subjective. But if you found him more engaging than I did, or you found him more humorous than I did, you know, you could at least overlook that. But what about the soundtrack? The songs themselves, the soundtrack itself. If I were to go to Best Buy and buy it for $10, and I know exactly how much it costs at Best Buy, I was just there the other day, I didn't buy it though. It's $10, $9.99. I can go out and buy that soundtrack right now for that amount of money. That soundtrack is great. That soundtrack, those songs, by those artists are amazing. Heathens by 21 Pilots is a fucking brilliant song. Panic at the Disco's cover of Bohemian Rhapsody, which I got to see them do live, is amazing. It's stunning. It's great. The soundtrack, as its own thing, is an amazing piece of art. It's a great soundtrack. Within the usage and context of the movie, though, it's not that good. It fails a lot of the time in a really weird way, in so much that it feels like instead of reshooting the scenes to make them match, the studio heads over at WB, who took the movie away from David Ayer, it should be noted that David Ayer got shut out of the final process for this movie, even though he was on board with it, like he was a part of that process. He did not do the final editing for this movie. The people who did the trailers for Suicide Squad, that same company, the same people, were the ones who did the final edit of this film. And it feels like instead of going back and reshooting scenes to make them work within this new context, in order to make it more fun, because BVS, even by people who liked it, was said to be far too serious for its own good, they just threw in fun pop songs, even when it doesn't match the scene. There's a sequence where everybody's getting their gear and there's an Eminem song playing. It's The Real Slim Shady. And that's a weird gear up song because it, like, I don't know these characters all that well yet. I don't really know anything going on right now. Why do I give a shit if it's The Real Slim Shady? Later on in the film, when their helicopters get shot down, the first time, not the third time or the second time, this movie shoots down 3 helicopters because it has no idea what to do with its main characters, by the way. I'll get into that more in a moment. But, like, there's a moment after they get all their stuff they need for this fight in which the helicopter gets shot down. They're all okay, and now they're walking away into the heart of the city where all the bad things are happening. That's when that song should have played. That song should have played then. Because by that point, they're now being a badass. They survived a helicopter crash. They're not getting shot at. They're winning, yada yada. That would have been a more interesting, more humorous, more engaging, energetic moment for that song to have been played. But no, we get it when they're grabbing things out of trunks and suitcases. Alright, that's weird. Should be noted, the movie never shuts up. Somebody's always talking, always mugging at the camera. Fucking Captain Boomerang, shut the fuck up, I hope you die. I hated this character so much. He does nothing, he adds nothing, he's a fucking irritating piece of shit character who's never fucking funny. Or there's always the score or pop song going on. Always. It's never quiet. Even in the scenes, it needs to be fucking quiet in. There's a moment, the Joker comes to save Harley Quinn, he does so, his helicopter gets shut down, she gets out before he does so. He's now presumably dead, she's sitting on top of her car being all sad, and that fucking song's playing over. And this is one of the few times, have a low-key string score going on, if you have to have music. But shut the fuck up, movie. Stop. Please, stop. Let your characters breathe, let the action breathe, let your non-story, that's the objective thing I'll get to in a moment, breathe. Fuck you. From a directing standpoint, everything's as bland can be. It's boring as fuck. Boring as fuck. Period. It's so dull. It's remarkable. The marketing and trailers for this film, which the original trailer did not sell me on this movie all that well. Subsequent trailers and TV spots really did, though. That should be noted. Promised a colorful energetic, zany movie. And the only time that happens are in the introduction. The movie starts off with the WB and DC logos, respectively, being in front of these crazy, like paint splatter clouds, basically, and they're outlined in neon lights. And one of them's turning to like face the right way. That's not bad. That's kind of humorous, in fact, if it fit the fucking film, but it doesn't. The movie looks just as dark and boring as Batman vs. Superman. I'm sorry, Batman v Superman. My bad, guys. Before you jump in the comments, Batman v Superman. It's just as drab. It's just as desaturated color-wise as that. It's ridiculous. Whenever we do a flashback to the character introductions, we get a moment, a bright, flashy neon moment that lists all the characters' stats, and then where they're located is lit up in neon. And that's the only time color's in this fucking film. That's it. It's insane. The action's rather bland and boring, except for one scene. Deadshot gets on top of a car and shoots the fuck out of these weird, bulbous, gooey, bubbly henchmen things. I don't know what they're called, but the bad guys have taken people and created these weird, mindless drones out of them, and they only look okay. But that scene where he trips on the car and the camera pans up to him just shooting the fuck out of everything, cuts back to the military guys not needing to do a damn thing because Deadshot's got everything under control, is good. It's fun. It's the only really fun action scene in the movie for me. In part, it's probably because I like Will Smith in this role. But you've all been waiting for it. So how can I keep claiming that this movie is objectively bad when that should be an opinion? Well, me not liking it is the opinion. Me going, I didn't have fun making the film, I don't think it's good, is an opinion. Me going, it wasn't fun, is an opinion. Me going, I thought the characters were too annoying, Captain fucking Boomerang, is an opinion. But for movies, you have objective things too. Certain scenes, not in this film, just any movie, a hypothetical film, you're filming it, and the scene is filmed too dark, it's too hard to see, right? You've objectively made that scene bad, presuming the point wasn't that you're not supposed to know what's going on. Presuming it's meant to be a scene we are supposed to see, and you just filmed it too dark. Then that scene's, objectively speaking, poorly done. That does not make the entire movie poorly done. It just makes that one sequence in that movie not good from an objective standpoint. You can do the reverse. You can overlight and make it too bright, and that's been called washed out. When your actors stuff, when everything is so bright that everything looks like it has this white washing going over it because of the lights, that's a term called washed out in terms of the look. There are, once again, times where that would be on purpose. But again, if it's not on purpose, then you've objectively messed that sequence up. That does not impact the writing or the characters. It just means that one scene or shot, however long it lasts, is not well made in terms of competent technical skills. So, movies are subjective and objective. Action scenes, whether they're good or bad, subjective. Whether a scene is too dark or too bright, objective. I am now going to discuss something that is pure objectiveness, because these are the facts of what happens in the film, and I will then explain why this movie is such a flaming turd. It is a fucking ass volcano spewing out diarrhea over everything. That's how fucking bad this film is. We are going to start at the beginning of the movie and work our way chronologically through the plot and story and characterizations. Those air quotes are fucking important. The very first thing we see after the WB and DC credit title cards is Deadshot in his cell. There's a punching bag in the cell. He's punching it. A guard comes up, delivers him some food. He asks what it is. It's a loaf. And the guard makes some really stupid joke about what's in it. And Deadshot goes, "Oh, how about you come in here and say it to my face?" And the guard's like, "Are you threatening a guard?" He's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Let's have some fun." And then we see them beat up Deadshot, for lack of a better term. Then, and there's a song playing over all this, by the way, just overpowering all the talking. There's a fucking pop song right away. Then we cut to Harley Quinn, which has a different pop song playing. So it's sort of like, I guess the prison is pumping in music. I don't know. It doesn't make that much sense, sadly. Anyways. So we cut to Harley Quinn, who guards come up, they talk to her for a little bit, and she flirts with them, and they want to have some fun, and then she breaks down in the middle of it from when she originally got captured and was tortured, I think. I don't know, but that's not the point. So our literal first shots of the actual movie, not the title cards or anything like that, is Deadshot introduction, Harley Quinn introduction. Then we cut to Amanda Waller in a dinner meeting with two government people. Then we get a very, very weirdly placed Suicide Squad title card that doesn't work where it's placed, but what the fuck ever. Then we cut from the title card and the weird moment it is to Amanda Waller in a fucking government meeting in a government building, in what she discussed Task Force X, the government name for the Suicide Squad. And we're then given introductions to Deadshot and Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, and El Diablo, and the other people that are in the Suicide Squad. So wait, I just saw an introduction to Deadshot. I just saw an introduction to Harley Quinn, and I just saw Amanda Waller in a meeting with government people over fucking dinner. Why is this being repeated? And guys, you can't argue this point. You cannot argue this point. This is actually what happens. It's Deadshot introduction, Harley Quinn introduction, Amanda Waller at dinner with government people, Amanda Waller in government building in a meeting, and then we get introductions to all these same characters again. What the flying fuck? Then the actual plot kicks in which the Suicide Squad are formed, and then either because of that or just happens to have happened, the Enchantress goes rogue, and she creates her brother from stuff and things, I guess. I know there's the statue she breaks, but it still doesn't make any goddamn sense. If Batman's already trying to get a Justice League going, why don't you just have Batman and Wonder Woman fight this? I don't know why the Suicide Squad was needed for this, because nothing about this plot suggests that it needs to be covert, suggests that it needs to be done by people who are worse than the people they're attacking, and even then, within the context of the film, the only time anybody does anything that illegal that isn't in their introductions is when Harley Quinn breaks a window, a display window for a store, and steals a purse. That's it. Every other time, they're just like kind of grumpy, irritated people who are working with the government. It's fucking weird. Anyway, changes, creates her brother. Brother and her are going to destroy all of humanity because they no longer worship them. Sure, I guess. So Suicide Squad gets together to rescue somebody in Midway City? Is that what it's called? Help me here, guys. I want to say it's Midway City, but I forget the name of the place it takes place. That somebody turns out to be Amanda Waller. So they go through, they get their gear, their helicopter is shot down, during which, by the way, this movie wants so desperately to be Guardians of the Galaxy. So desperate to be Guardians of the Galaxy. It wants to be humorous and funny and have us rooting for criminals the way that movie does. That it even takes a fucking song from its best-selling soundtrack. I understand that the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack is chock full of popular hits from the 1970s and maybe early 80s. I understand that. And I understand that those songs were hits for a reason, and they're popular, good songs. But that movie was such a massive hit, that soundtrack was such a massive hit, when you're doing a superhero movie, you need to be on top of that shit. Especially when you're making a movie that so closely resembles this. Prisoners escape prison to stop an evil entity that will destroy all life as we know it, and we come to realize the prisoners are better people than originally thought. Yeah, it's fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. I can even match up the characters. I've done that before. My battery is dying though, so if I have time, I'll do that at the end. Anyways, so yeah, they use a fucking song from the movie. It's so weird and so weird to do that. So fucked up of them to do that. So egregious that I'm shocked at that. Anyways, their helicopter gets shot down. They survive. Action scene. They get to the building they need to rescue the person in. Action scene. Turns out they need to rescue Amanda Waller. They get to a roof. Helicopters come save people. 2 helicopters, one with the Joker, one with Amanda Waller, are then immediately shot down because this movie has no fucking original ideas left in its head. It literally repeats itself. As I stated in the beginning, they repeat its own introduction twice. It's fucking... Ugh. So, more helicopters get shot down. And now, the Suicide Squad needs to go rescue Amanda Waller again. That's what they're going to do. Movie, you have literally just reset yourself to the beginning of your own fucking plot. Holy shit! What the fuck were you thinking? Here's the actual chain of events. Introduction to Harley Quinn. Amanda Waller at dinner with government people. Amanda Waller in a government meeting where we get introductions to Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, El Diablo, yada yada yada. They get their gear, they go on their mission, they save Amanda Waller, her helicopter gets shut down, they now need to go save Amanda Waller again. Objectively speaking, it literally doesn't go anywhere. The movie doesn't accomplish anything because it always fucking reset itself. And you can't argue that. You can go, oh, but they're actually going to save the Enchantress because Rick Flag is imploring them to. Yeah, but the end goal was always to stop her. That's where they were headed to begin with. So that didn't change, even though they saved Amanda Waller. Another helicopter was coming for them to get closer to where Enchantress is to stop them. That part of the goal never changed. That was always in the cards for them. Always. They just now need to also go save her again. Again, being the key term there. Objectively speaking, the story literally restarts itself. 1, 2, 3 times. 3 fucking times it decided to repeat itself. That's not story. That's not plot. That's not characterization. That's fucked up. Period. That is some heavy duty bullshit. I'm fucking amazed. Fucking astounded. Baffled. Confused. And quite goddamn flabbergasted that anybody could fucking view this fucking thing on repeat. Because, and I don't mean we're watching it over and over, no. The movie just repeats its goddamn self. I've only seen the fucking flaming pile of shit once. And go, yeah, that was good. It repeats itself. Its characters literally have no arc. Oh, the Joker gets shot down out of the fucking sky. Here's how that impacts Harley Quinn. She looks sad for 5 goddamn seconds while sitting on top of a car. Motherfuckers. Deadshot is always protective of his daughter. At the end of the movie, he gets to see his daughter. Guess what? He's still goddamn protective of her, and he's still in prison. He got no character arc. No one in this film has a character arc. No one in this movie, in any way, shape, or form, is a different person from the beginning or the end. And again, this isn't objective. Again, this isn't subjective. This is an objective thing that I'm discussing. Deadshot. He likes, he's in prison for being a hitman, a really good hitman, and he really is protective of his daughter. At the end, he's in prison and he's really protective of his daughter. Harley Quinn just wants to see her fucking pudding. At the end, she just wants that. That's what happens. Literally. Killer Croc's not in the movie enough for me to know what the fuck he wants besides BET, which, is that character black? Is that racist? I don't know. Or does he just want BET for some reason? El Diablo comes closest to having an actual character arc, because now he's fighting again, but he dies. The one character with any kind of arc in this film is a side character. Even in the ensemble, he is one of the characters who we don't totally focus on, and then he dies. Literally no one in this movie evolved or changed or did anything that changed their outlook on the world or themselves. That's literally the definition of what a character arc is, and that doesn't happen here. And you can't argue against that. That's literally, you can watch every single scene and still enjoy the action. And if you like the pop song placement better than I did, more power to you. But you cannot tell me there was characterization, because there wasn't. Rewatch the fucking movie. There was literally nothing happening within the character arcs, because there were no character arcs. Everyone's the same, beginning to end. Amanda Waller is a crazy badass who has no problem killing her employees. Rick Flag is boring as fuck and loves Dr. June the Moon. Exact same thing at the end. Deadshot is Deadshot and he's a hitman and he loves his daughter. Same thing at the end. Harley Quinn is crazy and loves the Joker. Same thing at the end. This movie literally accomplishes nothing. This movie literally, in terms of its story and its characterization, does nothing. It's so busy resetting itself just to repeat the fucking thing we just fucking saw that it cannot get anywhere to actually evolve the characters or anything like that. It's fucking amazing that people like this. Objectively speaking, it actually has no story. Objectively speaking, it has no characterization. Objectively speaking, it literally repeats itself on multiple occasions. That's not story structure. That's not plot progression. That's plain old factual poor everything. It's bad everything. Every decision they made about the story structure and the characterization in this film was the wrong one. Period. How did you fucking people like this movie? I don't understand. If Harley Quinn and seeing Joker for his 2 minutes of screen time, I thought he was going to be the main bad guy going into this fucking film. What a fucking load that was. God damn. Talk about lying and advertising. So much now that there's a guy in the UK who is threatening to sue WB over this. I don't think that lawsuit will go anywhere. But that's very interesting to me. Like, that's how much people are fucking pissed off the Joker is barely in this film. Speaking of the Joker, Jared Leto is not in this movie enough for me to critique his performance, so I'm not going to. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad. I will say he had good chemistry with Margot Robbie, and that's it. He's not in this movie enough for me to go, oh, you were good or bad as the Joker. I don't know. I have no idea. Objectively speaking, this movie literally restarts itself. Objectively speaking, its characters literally don't change. Objectively speaking, this movie accomplished nothing because of that. So therefore, objectively speaking, this movie accomplished nothing. It's not a good story. A story goes somewhere. A story does something, be it plot or characters. Therefore, objectively speaking, this movie is bad. You can say you enjoyed it. I enjoyed The Room. That movie sucks. That movie's not good. I fucking enjoy it. It's fun because it's that bad. But you cannot go, oh, it was good. You are actually wrong in that regard. Period. And guys, what the fuck movie did you see? I'm positive we saw different films. We must have. Did I see an earlier cut or something? Tell me if I missed something. Because I don't want to hate DC movies. The DC animated films are amazing. Not The Killing Joke, though. That thing sucked ass. But Under the Red Hood, Mask of the Phantasm, the animated Wonder Woman film, Green Lantern First Flight, these are great, interesting DC stories. I don't like hating the DC movies. They just keep sucking. Their live action films keep fucking sucking balls. And I feel bad for hating them because comic wise, I like Marvel slightly more than DC, but just slightly. I like both overall. Fanboys don't hate. You can fucking like both. If you like comics, you like comics. Period. Animated movie wise, DC blows Marvel out of the water. The Marvel direct-to-DVD animated movie, while fun, there's only one I would proclaim as good. The DC animated universe of direct-DVD video movies is great. I don't know what's going on in the live-action films. They're drab. They're boring. They literally accomplish nothing in this case. What the fuck is going on? So yeah, there you go. Anybody who asks, I'm just going to send you this video if you didn't already watch it. It's bad. You can't tell me otherwise. As I just stated, objectively speaking, it has no story. Objectively speaking, it has no characterization. That makes it bad. If you had fun with the action, great. If you had fun with Captain Boomerang, you're fucking wrong. I don't care. I don't care that is an opinion thing. He's so goddamn annoying. Oh, I didn't even bring up fucking Adam Beach's character, whose name I don't even know. Adam Beach shows up when everybody's gearing up, and then immediately gets his head blown off. What the fuck? I'll just give him an introduction like everybody else. Build him up a little bit so when he gets his head blown off, it makes more sense. Don't introduce a character literally just to blow his head off because you realize you need to show that this threat is real. No. I have the time, my battery's not dead yet, so this movie wants to be Guardians of the Galaxy. You have the cocky one-liner who actually has a heart of gold, Star-Lord, Deadshot. You have the badass, slightly crazy woman that nobody's sure if they can trust, Gamora, Harley Quinn. You have the very limited vocabulary hulking beast type, Groot, Killer Croc. You have the funny one who is cracking everybody up, who that kind of thing. Rocket Raccoon, who's a real fucking character and it's amazing, and Captain Boomerang, who's just bad. In all, guys, I really fucking hated that character. You don't understand. You get the idea. It wants to be Guardians of the Galaxy so much. It fails so hard. So hard. Alright. Goodbye. Thank you for watching the Bobby Rant. And if you guys like this, I'll keep doing Bobby Rants for movies that I can't talk to you about in person. People who are 7 hours away from me. Kelly. Yeah, so let me know if this is something you want to keep going. See you guys.